Hello there. It is with absolute pleasure that I'm here and I've been given this opportunity. So before I begin, I do want to say thank you to Lucy and the entire team for having invited me and given me the honor of being able to speak with you. We're here at the 2021 International Elite Women's Global Award Ceremony. What an honor it is to be representing and being part of this amazing organization and initiative that applauds the work of women around the world. Now, although society may have given a guideline for us, life hasn't. If you will allow me a few minutes to be able to speak to you about just how I've been able to empower myself, empower my mind, and really live to my full potential, I'd love to share my story with you. Life just has to be lived and experienced each and every day. To be badass is to be a person whose attitudes, behaviors are admirable. My success story is one of struggle, challenges, and perseverance, all combined with a passion, a drive to succeed, and a deep desire to help others in their own path to success. Harnessing the power of your mind, it affects everything that you do. In fact, it's actually the most critical part of being able to change and live the way that you truly want to. Therefore, let's zero in on what it means to actually harness the power in a meaningful way. In the words of Albert Switzer, success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. However, that's always not the case. So what is success? Does that mean that anyone who is successful is happy? And how do you determine what success looks like? Is it based on what others determine is successful, or is it based on your definition of success? Success is best understood by doing what you enjoy doing the most and really not what others determine that you should do. Or is it because someone else makes you do something and therefore you're happy? When you put the emphasis on what you value, on who you are, what you want to do, and what makes you tick, then everything starts to fall in place, doesn't it? For me, I truly love what I do. That means I have a passion for what I do, and I put energy into it. And then because I put that energy and that time and that effort and that perseverance and grit and determination, I become successful. Money, status, and objective things in your home are just possessions, and they're not determined, and they're not a determination of your success. There are many wealthy individuals who are truly unhappy. So we model that form of success that society offers, saying that wealth is equivalent to success and therefore you should be happy, then we will find ourselves unhappy. So when it comes to harnessing the power of your mind, you need to give yourself some flack. That's right. I'm going to break that down. So that's F-L-A-C-K. And let's see what that means. The F stands for finding your purpose. Finding your purpose is really about identifying what you're passionate about. It's about knowing and understanding what makes you happy and then pursuing it. It's that joy that you get when you do something and you get that zing, you have that energy to wake up in the morning and really tackle your day. So when you're able to identify what you're able to focus on, and that's the first thing that you think about in the morning and the last thing that you're thinking about at night, your purpose really ends up sort of permeating through every aspect of your life. It's that voice that you hear inside you, in your heart, when you're quiet, that speaks to you. It's those moments that let you know whether you're really on your purpose and passion. Being badass in the entertainment industry is not easy. You have to do it, but it requires a high level of confidence and incredibly thick skin to not only survive, but to thrive. Part of this journey for me was learning what I did well, what I honed in on as my expertise, and then capitalizing on that. It sounds easier said than done, right? Well, how do you find the right path? How do you listen to that inner voice? And how do you know when to make that change or if something's just not right in your life? It's that little voice that tells you, bingo, indicating that you're on the right path. Those are the message that your subconscious, subliminal mind is redirecting and sending to you. The L stands for learning to please yourself, not others. One of the realities of pleasing others is that if you're not careful, you can be controlled by what others think and or want, and not what you want. Their expectations can end up guiding your life, putting you in a position of pleasing them before you do yourself, and before you do what makes you excited and joyful. I come from a background where serving others was emphasized. As women, we're often told to please our spouses, take care of our children, our parents, and the list goes on and on. Often we put the needs of others before our own, lessening the value and care that we have and love for ourselves. There are moments of guilt that if you spend money or time on yourself, then you're indulging, and in that indulgence being selfish. There's often a lack of balance in families and relationships. However, this all comes at a great price for women. We're often left drained mentally, physically, and emotionally. Doing things for ourselves becomes a guilty pleasure, and we need to stop. We need to stop now. It's not a guilty pleasure, but a critical one for our own purpose, our own equilibrium, and our own sense of happiness. We need to be able to tell others, you may not find value in it. It needn't be so. We can just be ourselves. It's valuable to me. Being happy within yourself and doing the things that make you happy gives you that inner balance and that sense of peace. But to truly benefit from this, you've got to break out of those ingrained habits that focus on pleasing others first. It's about breaking the habit of explaining why you're doing what you're doing and what made you do those particular things or make those choices. You don't require any outside approval. You don't need anyone to validate your choices, to confirm who you are and what you're doing. You need to validate just yourself. When I continue and I'm talking to you about the A in FLAC, it's about accepting and adapting to change. One of the hardest things to do is to accept criticism, whether it's constructive or not, unwanted or wanted. When you think about who it is that's criticizing or offering some suggestions, that determines how much of what they have to say that we take into consideration. We're given advice all the time, and we're not always receptive for it. We need to be open-minded, that we are able to hear what others are saying, but discerning in how much of what they're saying we actually take in. The C stands for celebrating your success and that of others. That's truly what we're here about today, isn't it? Celebrating everyone's success, especially that of women. This is one of the reasons why I started my own company. Within the media industry, we're often talking about what others have achieved, what we celebrate about them, but within our own professional and personal circles, we don't often do that. We don't applaud those who are actually applauding others. Many companies do not take the time to celebrate their employees. What have you accomplished? What have they accomplished? How has their growth actually helped your growth? When you plant a seed and you water it, when you nurture that seed, you're actually growing it. And that's the same with those around us. when we celebrate others' success, we're celebrating not only them, but we're actually nurturing our relationship with them, and in the process, nurturing ourselves. The K in FLAC is knowing how to control your emotions. This aspect focuses on understanding our own emotional needs, not to say that we need to stifle them. So when you find yourself in a conversation that does not seem to be going anywhere, or a battle with a sibling, a child, a colleague, or a partner, look at what's triggering that behavior. What are the conversation styles? And do something totally different. Disrupt the energy that's in that situation, in those age-old habits that we find ourselves with and doing. Know how and when you control your ability to be able to change the situations around you by changing how you feel about things. These are some of the most important things that have helped guide me about being able to harness my own inner energy. I believe that we all have incredible talents within us. So when you're living your life, you choose. Don't forget to applaud your accomplishments. Be proud of what you've done, even if those accomplishments may seem insignificant to others. They are your laurels. All kinds of challenges in life make us stronger, braver, and wiser. Your struggles are as beautiful as your successes. And as we gain momentum in what we want to do and in our deepest desires, we'll see a pile of accomplishments overcome that of failures. So how do you start? Just begin. Begin by being your true, authentic self. Having your own personal brand puts a spotlight on you in that sea of mediocrity. So be yourself, be true to yourself, listen to your inner voice, be that badass woman that you're meant to be.